And this is what is known as the Haftarah, or the Haftarah. This is the portion of the prophets that's read after the reading of the Torah each week on Shabbat. And this week, because it's a special week, it's Shabbat Zachor, there's a special Haftarah, a special portion of the prophets from the book of Samuel, 1 Samuel, and it varies. And many times the Haftarah will vary based on the Ashkenazic tradition or the Sephardic tradition. So what I'm doing now is doing some kind of a synergistic effort, basically to kind of blend them, which means that sometimes the Ashkenaz will be longer or the Sephardi will be longer. So whichever one is longer, I will do that. So in this case, the Ashkenaz reads from verse 2 to 34, and Sfard reads from 1, so I'll start from 1. But sometimes there's a considerable, significant amount longer from either side, so it will just which one is longer. And sometimes they're entirely different portions. So in that case, I guess I'll decide, maybe I'll read both. But let's see. For now, the Haftarah is in 1 Samuel 15, 1 through 34. According to the Sephardic tradition. Chapter 15, verse 1. And Samuel said to Saul, "The Lord sent me to anoint you to be king over his people, over Israel, and now hearken to the voice of the words of the Lord. So said the Lord of hosts, I remember that which Amalek did to Israel, how he laid wait for him on the way when he came up out of Egypt. Now go, and you shall smite Amalek, and you shall utterly destroy all that is his, and you shall not have pity on him. And you shall slay both man and woman, infant and suckling, ox and sheep, camel and donkey." And Saul called the people together, and he counted them in Telaim, 200,000 footmen, and 10,000 the men of Judah. And Saul came as far as the city of Amalek, and he fought in the valley. And Saul said to the Kenite, "Turn away and go down from among the Amalekites, lest I destroy you with them. And you did kindness with all the children of Israel when they went up out of Egypt, and the Kenites turned away from amidst Amalek. And Saul smote Amalek from Havilah until you come to Shur, which is in front of Egypt. And he seized Agag, the king of Amalek, alive, and he completely destroyed all the people with the edge of the sword. And Saul and the people had pity on Agag, and on the best of the sheep, and the cattle, and the fatlings, and on the fatted sheep, and on all that was good. And they did not want to destroy them, but everything which was vile and feeble, that they utterly destroyed. And the word of the Lord came to Samuel, saying, I regret that I have made Saul king, for he has turned back from following me, and he has not fulfilled my words. And it distressed Samuel, and he cried out to the Lord all night. And Samuel arose early in the morning to meet Saul. And it was told to Samuel, saying, Saul has come to Carmel, and behold, he is setting up a place for himself. And he passed and went down to Gilgal. And Samuel came to Saul, and Saul said to him, May you be blessed of the Lord. I have fulfilled the word of the Lord. And Samuel said, What then is this bleating of the sheep in my ears, and the lowing of the oxen which I hear? And Saul said, They brought them up from the Amalekites, for the people had pity on the best of the sheep and the oxen, in order to sacrifice to the Lord your God. And the rest we have utterly destroyed. And Samuel said to Saul, Desist, and I shall tell you what the Lord spoke to me last night. And he said to him, Speak. And Samuel said, Even if you are small in your own eyes, are you not the head of the tribes of Israel? And the Lord anointed you as king over Israel. And the Lord sent you on a mission and said, Go, and you shall utterly destroy the sinners, the Amalekites, and you shall wage war against them until they destroy them. Now why did you not hearken to the voice of the Lord? But you flew upon the spoil, and you did what was evil in the eyes of the Lord. And Saul said to Samuel, Yes, I did hearken to the voice of the Lord. I did go on the mission on which the Lord sent me, and I brought Agag, the king of Amalek, alive, and have utterly destroyed the Amalekites. And the people took from the spoil sheep and oxen, the best of the band, to sacrifice to your God in Gilgal. And Samuel said, Has the Lord desire in burnt offerings and peace offerings, as in obeying the voice of the Lord? Behold, to obey is better than a peace offering. To hearken is better than the fat of rams. Lakshiv michelav elim. Shamoa mizevach tov. Lakshiv michelav elim. For rebellion is as the sin of divination, and stubbornness is as idolatry and teraphim. Since you rejected the word of the Lord, he has rejected you from being a king. And Saul said to Samuel, I have sinned, for I transgressed the Lord's command, and your words, for I feared the people, and I hearkened to their voice. And now forgive now my sin, and return with me, and I shall prostrate myself to the Lord. And Samuel said to Saul, I shall not return with you, for you have rejected the word of the Lord, and the Lord has rejected you from being a king over Israel. And Samuel turned to go, and he seized the skirt of his robe, and it tore. And Samuel said to him, The Lord has torn the kingdom of Israel from you today. And has given it to your fellow who is better than you. And also the strength of Israel will neither lie nor repent, for he is not a man to repent. And he said, I have sinned. Now honor me now in the presence of the elders of my people, and in the presence of Israel, and return with me, and I shall prostrate myself to the Lord your God. And Samuel returned after Saul, and Saul prostrated himself to the Lord. And Samuel said, Bring Agag, the king of Amalek, near to me. And Agag went to him delicately, and Agag said, Surely the bitterness of death is turned. And Samuel said, As your sword bereaved women, so will your mother be bereaved among women. And Samuel hewed Agag in pieces before the Lord in Gilgal. And Samuel went to Ramah, and Saul went up to his house in Gibeah of Saul, Givat Shaul.